Finally, Marvel has bowed to mutant superiority. In news item number 1, we will discuss Avengers Doomsday. They will showcase my kingdom, Genosha, only to perhaps annihilate it in minutes. The question is, will they have the audacity? And more importantly, why do reports insist that my daughter, the Scarlet Witch, would return allied with Dr. Doom?
I will expose the mediocrity of the plans for the Avengers and the web-slinger, which rely on dragging forgotten heroes back onto the stage. Moving to news item number 2, be silent. Is the return of the original Captain America mere creative desperation or the preparation for my inevitable visit? And more intriguingly, how does the Scarlet Witch, a force that should be annihilated, dare to return from non-existence? The answers I possess define the future. Prepare yourselves.
The internet is full of leaks about Avengers Doomsday, and my phone, which is already my second brain for the team's plans, won't stop vibrating. For news item 3, the questions that won't leave me alone are, will Tobey Maguire actually appear? Another one that comes up a lot. Is Robert Downey Jr. the corrupted Tony Stark who became Dr. Doom? And what frightens me the most, even as an X-Men, is the idea of having Magneto and Gambit in the same movie. Today, I will show all the leaked images.
Hold on tight, because I have something that will make you feel the power. To conclude, news item number 4. The first official image of my new look for the Masters of the Universe movie has just leaked. Prepare to see how I and my faithful Battle Cat look, and believe me, the appearance is shocking. Can a movie be a box office success based on merchandise sales? And why does cinema seem to focus more on nostalgia? The answers to these questions and all the details of my new suit and Battle Cat only here. Stay tuned. Stay.
Greetings, humans and mutants of good taste. It is I, Magneto. And it seems Marvel executives have finally grasped the obvious. The future of their universe depends on me and my family. I have received a confidential report stating that they will use the Avengers Doomsday film to finally realize an idea that a human actress, the talented Elizabeth Olsen, had in 2015 after a decade of waiting. An idea about my daughter, the Scarlet Witch. And the best part? It involves the return of my original X-Men. Stay here. I'll tell you how they finally got it right, even if by accident. Before proceeding, let's address a human formality I despise. I know that if I don't ask, you, with your short memories, will forget. So subscribe to this channel and leave your like. Frankly, it is the least you can do. For those who don't, do not be surprised if the metal structure of your house suddenly decides to embrace you in the middle of the night, or if your cell phone simply folds in half in your pocket. Consider this a magnetic incentive. Apparently, the original plan for the next big Avengers film was something called Kang Dynasty. A blue time-traveling fellow. How original. My daughter Wanda would have had a completely different role, but then the Russo brothers arrived, looked at that script, and wisely turned it into dust. The mess humans managed to create behind the scenes is astonishing. Plan changes, scrapped strategies. They even brought Iron Man back as Dr. Doom. But amidst this chaos, a golden opportunity arose to tell the story that truly matters. My story, a version of House of M. For the less cultured in House of M, my daughter, in a moment of clarity, created a reality where mutants were the dominant species, and I, naturally, was the ruler. Now, in Doomsday and Secret Wars, they will adapt this. Yes, she is returning in grand style. And no, I'm not talking about that cameo in Marvel Zombies. Dubbing a cartoon? Please. I am talking about her in the flesh, bone, and cosmic power. Her live-action return was already planned, but the ending they gave her in Multiverse of Madness was merely an excuse for the actress to take a vacation. We all knew she was alive. The WandaVision director himself confirmed it. She just needed a drama worthy of her return. And what drama can be greater than a family reunion? The return of the original X-Men from my universe opened the doors for this. And do not confuse this with convoluted explanations about multiverses and post-credit scenes. The truth is simple. They brought back the universe that matters, the one where my X-Men and I exist in our most precise form. We already have images of Sentinels being destroyed at the X-Mansion and that fellow in armor, Dr. Doom, causing trouble. With much of the film taking place in my world, it was inevitable that they would finally explore the most important connection of all, mine with the Scarlet Witch. And here is the best part. According to reports, during the film, I, played by the magnificent Ian McKellen, will be ruling Genosha as king. By my side, my royal family, a version of my daughter Wanda, my son Pietro, Quicksilver, and finally, my other daughter, Polaris. Elizabeth Olsen herself always said she wanted Sir Ian McKellen to be her father in the films. Good taste is genetic, apparently. They finally understood that the basis of everything is family. My family. They say the Marvel boss, Kevin Feige, has a habit of asking actors what they would like to do with their characters. It is a rare flash of human intelligence. Obviously, when they asked Elizabeth Olsen, she mentioned House of M repeatedly. With the return of the X-Men and all the multiverse chaos, Feige looked into his toy box and realized he had the right pieces to assemble something grandiose. The actress even avoided talking about it to avoid spoilers, knowing they would actually listen to her. And now we have confirmation. In Doomsday, Genosha exists, and I am its king. My other daughter, Polaris, will also make her grand debut. She was always a crucial part of the House of M story in the comics, but was lamentably underutilized on screen. They had a version of her in that TV series, The Gifted, and some hints in the most recent films, but they never treated her with due importance. Finally, the family will be complete. The young actor who played my son Pietro in those Fox films even tried to force the connection, but they never had the courage to unite us as a true family. Now Disney has bought Fox, Marvel has the reins, and they are correcting this historical injustice. However, it is not all good news. We know that Doomsday will end with the collapse of the entire multiverse. This means my mutant paradise, Genosha, will probably have a shamefully short screen time. Perhaps 5-10 minutes of perfection before Dr. Doom appears to ruin everything and start a war that will destroy my universe. A tragedy. It's like giving a thirsty man a glass of water and then evaporating it before his eyes. But who knows what might happen? It is crucial to understand that the Wanda who will be with me on Genosha is a variant. The original Scarlet Witch of the MCU, the one you followed, will apparently return in another way. My theory? She will be confused, with no memory, and being manipulated by that same Dr. Doom. They will adapt a storyline called Children's Crusade, where Doom takes advantage of her to use her power. She won't be evil, just lost, and it will be up to her children, Billy and Tommy, to bring her back to reason. A journey of redemption that I hope culminates in the reunion of our family after all this Secret War's confusion. There is also the emergence of a powerful young man, Franklin Richards. I am already hearing the useless debates about who is more powerful, him or my daughter. Raw power is one thing, but the will to use it to shape the world is another entirely. Let the boy play with his powers. Meanwhile, we, the mutants, will be fighting for our future. And you can expect more surprises and leaks until the premiere. After all, human disorganization is an endless source of information. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a kingdom to prepare. And you have a duty. Comment below what you think of this brilliant Marvel decision. Leave that like so the human algorithm understands what quality content is. And, of course, subscribe. If you don't, well, let's just say the metal in your blood responds to me in fascinating ways. Do not force me to be creative. Until next time.
Silence, mortals. Murmurs have reached my ears, leaks about the childish plans of the so-called heroes for their next cinematic spectacles, Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I shall analyze these trivialities for you, for even in the erratic movements of lesser pieces, one can foresee the shadow of the king. And most importantly, how does my inevitable ascension fit into all of this? Pay attention, and perhaps you will learn something before the end. Before proceeding, a formality that I find degrading, but necessary to gauge the obedience of the masses. This is not a request, it is a decree. You will subscribe to this channel and manifest your approval with the like. Consider this an initial census of my future subjects. For those who refuse, let's just say the Latvian embassy has a very efficient cybersecurity division, and it would be a pity if the browsing history of certain individuals became public. Proceed. The primary source of this information is an individual on a platform called Reddit, a mortal who somehow gained access to fragments of the truth. It is impressive what can be uncovered with a bit of luck. Obviously nothing comparable to my omniscience, but it is a notable effort for a lesser being. And to the studio's despair, part of what he revealed has already been corroborated. Let us begin with the insect Spider-Man. It has been confirmed that the stunt double for the current actor Tom Holland is present at the filming of Avengers Doomsday. Your primitive logic suggests that if the stunt double is there, the actor will be too. Apparently his participation will be reactive. He will be in his mediocre routine when the true power, the global conflict, calls upon him. An interesting logistical detail is the proximity of the filming sets. Amateurism. In Latveria, production would be optimized to avoid such conveniences. This reinforces the theory that the actor's physical presence will be minimal. They will use the stunt double for most of the grunt work while the hero is masked. An efficient solution, I admit, to bypass an actor's schedule. Hide the face and anyone can be under the suit, a tactic that I, of course, would never need, for my countenance is synonymous with power, with or without a mask. Now let us move to the already validated information, which causes me a certain boredom. Two teams of Avengers will enter into conflict with the Richards family, the Fantastic Four. Children fighting in the sandbox, an amusing spectacle, but irrelevant. There is also a scene involving the Asgardian godboy, Thor, and the temporal bureaucracy, the TVA, leaked by his stunt double. The prospect of Thor encountering a variant of his brother is a family drama that barely interests me. Regarding myself, there was a birthday flyer with an extravagant look compared to a popular musician. A pathetic attempt to capture my charisma in a simplistic image. They confuse me with a pop icon when I am a god. An understandable error, I suppose, from limited minds. Rest assured, my true appearance in the film will be befitting my majesty. And yes, the dimensional traveler America Chavez is also confirmed. It was revealed that the script was not complete at the beginning of filming. Pathetic. This is what happens when planning is left to committees. A project under my supervision would have its script finalized a decade prior, with every variable foreseen and every dialogue calculated for maximum efficiency. They improvise. Doom executes a master plan. Other pawns on the board, the martial arts master, Shang-Chi, will join the new Captain America's team, which is a logical conclusion based on their previous alliances. Meanwhile, the Thor actor filmed scenes in secret, probably for the aforementioned and sentimental meeting with his brother's variant. So much emotion, so little purpose. Now, for the speculations, which for me are mere late confirmations. Chris Evans, the original Captain America, visited the set. This corroborates the narrative that Doom will pay a visit to the senile patriot in his self-imposed timeline. Of course, I would do this. One must assess the enemy's weakness in all its forms, especially in decrepitude. There is also evidence of the presence of the Scarlet Witch and the weapon known as X-23. The Witch, a chaotic force of immense power, and the animal's copy. Powerful pieces, but directionless. Dangerous to them, potentially useful to me, if properly controlled. But how will they fit into the grand scheme? That, even for you, is an interesting suspense. And finally, the rumor of the return of the original web-slinger, played by Tobey Maguire. His stunt double was seen, and the actor was located near the studios. A touch of nostalgia for the weak. An attempt to appeal to past emotions while the future, which is I, approaches. Whether he returns or not is irrelevant to me. As for the Insects solo film, Brand New Day, it is an insignificant prelude to the main events. It will occur before my Doomsday. The director is seeking more arachnid-like movements. What innovation? Truly a paradigm shift. I feel the sarcasm dripping from my mask. The plot involves a prominent villainess, whose name is still a mediocre secret, and the escape of the Scorpion, a municipal-level threat. The true mystery that torments them is the identity of the main villain. They discard Kingpin and Mr. Negative. They speculate about Norman Osborn, an industrialist with delusions of grandeur, a pale echo of my own ambition, a distraction before the main course. My time is precious, and I have wasted enough of it with you. The information has been given. Now, use your limited brains to process it. Comment below on which of these pathetic heroes you would like Doom to crush first. Click the buttons of loyalty I mentioned. Or don't. My Doombots need new targets for aiming calibration, and disobedience is an excellent selection criterion. The choice is yours. Doom has ended the session.
The burning question is, are the Avengers Doomsday leaks featuring Cyclops, Magneto, and Doctor Doom real? In the last 24 hours, my phone has become a news hub with messages on Discord and Instagram. The truth is, at the moment, we can't be sure. If these leaks are legitimate, it's completely insane. I know, we're in the age of artificial intelligence, and the line between what's real and what's fake has become super blurry. To be completely honest, we can't know the final answer. But what we do have are two photos that look more like a collage and seemingly genuine leaks from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Incidentally, they're filming a totally new scene with the Department of Damage Control, and it looks incredible. Since I, Cyclops myself, don't have the powers to unmask AI for good, the only way to keep doing my job is with your support. That's why I'm asking you to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I could be all, please help me grow, but we know each other. If I don't ask, you won't do it. So here's the deal. Click to subscribe and like. And for those who don't, know that the Optic Blast will be watching. Now, let's look at the leaked collage photos. In one of them, we have James Marsden as Cyclops, Doctor Doom, Magneto, and Letitia Wright as Black Panther. I confess that right away I thought the image was fake, and for a very clear reason. James Marsden might be real. He's confirmed for the production. I believe his photo is real, and that it is a continuity photo for makeup and hair to ensure the scenes are filmed maintaining the exact look. The crew takes reference photos to ensure that scars, blood, and other details are always in the correct place, even if the filming happens on different days. And Magneto looks a lot like Ant-Man because of the armor on his chest, and his cape, which doesn't look like a cape, but more like a skirt. Therefore, the chance that this photo is artificial intelligence is quite high, but we can't be absolutely sure. The image itself doesn't reveal anything we don't already know. After all, Magneto and I have already had moments where we fought side by side, and we've already seen him wearing the uniform. But what really matters is that the film will feature uniforms more similar to the comics. Now, the second photo with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Channing Tatum's Gambit, and Namora, the chance of this photo being real is much higher. And the reason is very simple. Tobey Maguire was spotted in London, where they are filming Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day at Pinewood Studios. Tom Holland recently said that Peter Parker modeled his new suit based on the suits of the older brothers, who would be the Spider-Men of Tobey and Andrew Garfield. Therefore, Tobey's appearance makes perfect sense. There are rumors that the interdimensional incursions are starting to happen, and he may be sucked into the events of Avengers Doomsday. Perhaps Loki's team pulls him in there, or Doctor Strange, although I think he will be working with Doctor Doom. Of course, we don't know anything yet, but it seems things are connecting. And I'm here, ready to command the team when they ask me. Which I don't think they'll do, because my leadership is often questioned, and in the end, I'm a solo leader. I strongly believe that this Tobey Maguire leak is real, but we need to be careful with artificial intelligence. Remember what happened with Spider-Man No Way Home, when the photo of Tobey and Andrew Garfield leaked, and everyone thought it was fake, especially John Campea. The photo looked fake, but it was a real scene from the movie. For me, this photo of Toby is more likely to be true. The leak of Cyclops, Doctor Doom, and Black Panther, on the other hand, is more likely to be fake. Conversely, we can't be sure, as the person creating fake leaks would use a less relevant character, like Namora, to make the news more convincing. I'm not lying to you. We're not sure if the photos are fake or real, but the scenes from Spider-Man Brand New Day are completely real. And it looks like Spider-Man, who is the Spider-Man, is fighting the Department of Damage Control. In one scene, the Scorpion's armored vehicle appears. Spider-Man hides behind the armored vehicle, Damage Control follows him, but he shoots a web backwards and the car slows down. This shows superhuman strength, not that I don't know what superhuman strength is. After all, I am a mutant. But I think the Department of Damage Control is not there for Spider-Man, but to stop the Scorpion, who would have escaped from prison. It was also announced that the villain Tombstone has been cast for the film. And the Hulk will return as the Savage Hulk, and maybe he will kill someone in Avengers Doomsday or in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Therefore, the news promises many leaks. Honestly, I want a more grounded, street-level Spider-Man, and it looks like this movie will bring that. It's interesting to see the Department of Damage Control returning. So what do you think? Tell me in the comments. I want to see if your vision is as good as mine.
That's right, everyone. Stay tuned because I'm going to take a look and show you the new, in-the-flesh visual of my alter ego, He-Man, and my great friend, Battlecat. The first official image of the Masters of the Universe movie, which isn't due out until next year, has just been leaked, and I'm here ready to reveal all the details of our new look. The leak happened at a toy fair in Los Angeles, and that's no accident. Before we start talking about the visuals, I'd like to ask those of you who have made it this far to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Believe me, I'd prefer not to have to beg for an audience, but we know how things work. If I don't ask, you don't do it, so do your part. If I can go through a wardrobe change, you can click 2 buttons, right? Or I won't hesitate to use the power to convince you. The image shows actor Nicholas Galitzine in front of a huge cardboard display of Castle Grayskull, in full costume, mounted on Battlecat. This practice of leaking precious information to sell toys has a very simple reason. The movie functions as a huge commercial. Films like those from Marvel, DC, and others aimed at a teenage audience are not just about telling a story, but about creating a product line. This is true for Disney and any other franchise aimed at the PG-13 audience. When the He-Man cartoon debuted in the 80s, the main goal was not the cartoon itself, but the toys. In fact, the toy line came first. The cartoon served so children could imagine themselves being He-Man and go buy the costume, the sword, and all the accessories to live out their own adventures. I myself, Prince Adam, imagined myself being He-Man, and today I live it, which is why I can speak with authority on the subject. I feel completely comfortable saying that the look is approved. It treads a very thin line between the epic and the ridiculous. As the person who transforms into He-Man, I have to say that if they went slightly over the line, the look would be laughable. But they nailed it. The hair is just right, neither too short nor too long. The attire is modern, with the stylized Maltese cross. And Battlecat, well, for the first time in 40 years, he's in the flesh. Battlecat will not be a tiger painted green, but rather a frightening and monstrous creature made with CGI, which is what he should be. He-Man, like Conan, originates from fantasy stories, so it's not just an animal, but a hybrid creature, something mythological. Although we don't have a high-resolution image, what we have seen makes me believe we will finally have a worthy live action. We don't know how much of the film will focus on Eternia, as the story will show how Prince Adam, who is actually just Adam, living on Earth as a simple delivery driver, will be rescued by Teela and Man-at-Arms to go to Eternia and become He-Man. The film will show Adam's lost years, telling what happened to him before he became He-Man. The movie's story will function as a transfer from the real world to the fantasy world so that teenagers and young adults can identify with the character's journey. The cast features big names that wouldn't be in a low-quality production, which makes us believe it will be a film with great potential and a lot of fun. Do not expect an adult He-Man, but rather a fun fantasy adventure, a little darker than the cartoon, but not an exact copy. The film will focus on the most nostalgic fans, as Mattel holds the rights to the toys, not the cartoon, so the references will be from the action figure line, not the animated series. I am very happy and reassured by what I've seen, and I hope this movie is just the first of a long franchise that brings She-Ra and other characters from our universe. What did you think of my new look? I want to know. Comment below and tell me whether you liked it or not, because honestly, I'd like to know. And of course, share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you around. Until next time. And don't forget my new motto, I have the power, and if you don't subscribe, I'm coming for you.